Hello everybody, it's me again trying to find the perfect camera angle, and I can't because there is none. The light is right there and it's a really crappy light, just the one in my bedroom. I don't have anything professional for that because the daylight's gone and I'd usually use the window. Rant's done. Also, ignore the open suitcase. It's nothing new, it's just I still haven't finished unpacking from the trip I took almost 2 months ago. God, I can't believe it's almost October already. I'm going to apologize in advance if I have to just get up in the middle of this video and go check the oven because I'm starting pork chops. Yay! This is the first video in a while where I've actually had makeup on. That's crazy. I've actually been doing that relatively regularly. It'll be gone within the month, probably within the week. So I don't have any further updates on the whole pregnancy thing besides that I finally got my health insurance updated and that I'm going in for my first appointment in about 2 weeks. We're going to get the first checkup done and then hopefully the first ultrasound, and then there will be the first pictures of whatever it is creeping around inside of me, whether it's actually a baby or like some sort of horrible festering bulging cyst or something in there. Hopefully it's not that. That would be horrifying. I'm honestly terrified to go because I'd rather sit here and tell myself that it's a baby than go into the doctor and have them tell me that it's something way, way more dangerous and scary. Why is it that throughout the day I can talk to myself endlessly and I have a million things to say and I'm like, this would be great for a vlog later, and then I get here, I turn the camera on and I get everything set up and I sit here and I have nothing to say? It's because I repeat the same things to myself over and over again throughout the day, and I think it's a lot of content, but really it's only 5 minutes worth of stuff, and I just repeat it to myself over and over again throughout the entire day, and I don't realize it until I'm here and I'm trying to think of all the things I thought to myself earlier, and I can't think of anything because I've already thought of everything. You know I'm not actually upset, right? Because I'm really not. I use this to vent because it's like talking to somebody about my personal problems without having their sassy judgmental feedback. I mean, of course, there could be comments, like sassy judgmental comments, but who needs to actually read those? Those are just typed up words, and I can weed out the things that are actually positive and take those and kind of just push away all of those negative comments. I don't have to sit here and listen to a person actually grind on me with all these negative things like I would if I was talking to a group of people in real life. Speaking of judgmental grinding, recently I was on the Baby Center forums, which is where I go and get, a bunch of parenting advice, things like that, and I've been using it since I was taking care of my little sister a few years ago. The whole idea of the forums is so a bunch of people can be there to support each other, with similar experiences and recommendations and advice and things like that. And sometimes that's what you get, but I've noticed, especially, I won't say especially because I haven't been to every single birth board, but recently I've noticed that a lot of said comments and things like that are super judgy and rude and just counterproductive. There's not a lot of actual help and support. And when someone asks something that's or says something that, yeah, is honestly might be actually kind of dumb, you don't have to go out and point them out for it like that the way they do. I notice that if somebody asks a question or says something that's not part of the popular consensus as far as things to do during pregnancy goes or something like that, as an example, I noticed that there's pages and pages of all these moms and pregnant chicks just all they're saying is, I really hope you're sarcastic because that's just really stupid, or I really hope that you lose your baby because you're an idiot, and a bunch of horrible things like that. And it's like, where's the support, guys? I mean, I think during any time there should be, especially during something as big a deal and as much of a roller coaster as pregnancy is, then we should be there for each other as moms and as future moms. And I don't feel like there's any room for that kind of behavior, especially in adults. Bullying is not just in kids. Adults get bullied too, as I have witnessed firsthand, not for the first time, but for the first time in a while, just the other day, when people kept telling me I was just like making up excuses and telling me I was completely stupid for having a baby and like things like that, just because I did not at that current point in time have any sort of medical coverage, and because my boyfriend and I don't make a bunch of money, we don't live together, things like that. And honestly, I was surprised at how judgmental all these people were on this website I was going to for support. And I figure, these people are experiencing similar things to me. They might be going through something really close to what I am. And I was really hoping to find that sort of support, and it wasn't there. There were eventually two users who called them out and said, hey, you don't have to go and bully this person just for making these decisions and things like that, but still no actual advice. And I appreciate those people, because it's those people that kind of help me realize that what these other people are saying is not necessarily true. I have a really bad habit of being a people pleaser, and I take what people think of me to heart pretty easily. And I know that's pretty bad, but I just kind of need that reminder sometimes that just because all these people are telling me I'm an idiot doesn't mean it's actually true. And they honestly had me crying for a while, just because I was honestly convinced that I was a complete idiot and that I needed to run in and get an abortion, because there was no way in hell that I was smart enough to ever make this work. And then I had those couple of people who I'm very thankful for, as well as my boyfriend, tell me that that's not actually true. Despite what all of those judgmental and horrible people say, that's not necessarily how it works. So I kind of reach out to anybody who's gone through that kind of bullying and say, hey, hang in there, because just because what you're doing is not necessarily part of the popular vote, or you find yourself stuck in a situation where, yeah, you don't make a whole lot of money, but you want to keep your kid, I reach out to you and say congratulations, because I have every bit of faith that you can figure out how to make this work somehow. And that's what's important, not what a bunch of rich, I won't even say rich, but comfortable and well off, married, on their third kid moms say. I mean, it got to the point where they were just like flat out bashing on my beliefs and spirituality and things like that. And I'm not going to go into full detail in the conversation because I don't think it's necessary, but I'm not kidding you. They were like saying things like, oh, well, she's keeping it because she's spiritual, not religious, and whatever that means, and things like that. And it's like, okay, yeah, I see a huge difference between spirituality and religion. And one, I am in touch with Mother Earth and with nature, and not some higher power like you are, okay? That's not the same thing. I don't go to a church. I don't follow an organized group of people like a religion is. So, yeah, I consider spirituality and religious two very different things. And unfortunately, absolutely none of the people on this forum actually saw it that way, or understood what the fuck I was talking about when I was saying those were different things. So now that that's off my chest, I can rest easy about that one for the day. I think that's pretty much all that I needed to get off there. So I will definitely update you when I go to that first appointment, and I'm definitely going to try to keep in touch quite a few times before that, because I want this channel to keep growing, and I want to get better at this, and I want to get more comfortable with this, because this is definitely something that I want to do. I had someone at work the other day point out how strongly I feel about my own opinions, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, yes, I'm open to change and suggestion and things like that. I'm not gonna convert people to my ways, and I'm not gonna tell somebody they're wrong just because they think of something differently than I do, but when I believe something is right, I don't hide it, and that's a thing, that's how I've always been. I just remember, you know, I've always liked women, and when people found that out about me in middle school, there was this huge, huge block of bullying and shunning and things like that, were because of that. And plus that, and around the same time they found out that I wasn't Christian, they also bullied me for that, which made middle school hell for me and is mostly a good chunk of the reason why I homeschooled for high school, because I didn't want to deal with that. You know, when I think something is right, I stick to it. I know, I make my opinions known and I share them, not because I want other people to feel the same way as me, but just because I like my opinions to be shown and I like people to know me for how I really think and who I truly am. And that's because if I don't like having fake friends. If somebody's going to block me or do something immature like that, unfriend me, whatever, just because of how an opinion, then I would rather know that they're not a good friend and a real friend right away than to sit there having them think that I'm some person that I'm not for years of friendship and then later abandon me just because they find out that I have certain beliefs or something like that. And I've always been that way. I know this got really off topic, but when do my vlogs not get off topic? I've also noticed this last like 3 days I've actually been getting hit pretty hard with the nausea. I haven't thrown up yet, so that's a good sign. Smells and certain sights though, everything is making me gag. Even on the days I'm not exactly as nauseous, I am gagging a lot, which, I mean, I've been able to keep it from happening really at work, which I work in a restaurant, so I'm surprised that I've actually kept that down so well. Because the entire store is nothing but food and dish smells, which is just the grossest thing ever when you're pregnant, let me tell you. I lost track of where I was. Morning sickness. That's really the only symptom that's been getting me so far. I will have, like, occasionally I'll just have a little wave of, like, a light cramp where it's kind of that just early tightening feeling like I would get right before I start period cramps, but it only lasts 60 to 120 seconds. I should have said a minute or two, but whatever. It only lasts a minute or two and it kind of just like goes away. So I think that's normal. I haven't had any sort of spotting or anything, and I'm more than 6 weeks in, so that's good. I never experienced that whole implantation bleeding worry thing. You know, is it a miscarriage? Is it implantation? Who really knows until they go see a doctor early? I'm still waking up in the middle of the night. I have had a whole entire week straight almost of just super vivid, super weird dreams. And the last 3 nights in a row have been really disturbing, really vivid miscarriage dreams. And I'm pretty sure it's just because I'm worried about this. I'm worried because my mom has her health issues and because I'm early on and I could very easily lose it either before or after this appointment. I feel like as soon as I get my hopes up for anything, it shatters, which means that I'm really worried that as soon as I start to tell people about this and as soon as I start to get excited, it's just all gonna crash and burn. Like I said in the vlog before last, the announcement one, fingers are crossed really hard that that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm still not sure how I feel about this, and neither is my boyfriend. We're not happy, we're not upset, we're just a little confused. Not because we didn't expect it to happen. I mean, we fully expected it to happen. I mean, that's what happens when you have unprotected sex. But it's we just have so many mixed emotions about it, and neither of us has really decided exactly how this makes us feel, if we're looking forward to it, if we're dreading it, if, you know, there's a bunch of decisions to be made now. So if anybody's watching, let me know what you think about it in the comments, because I'd love to hear input on this kind of thing. I mean, I'm 19 years old, I make just about minimum wage. and I have to scrape for overtime hours just to pay for my bills right now. And I know it's not the ideal time to have a kid, but who knows, 9 months from now, 8 months from now, sorry, we could be in a much better situation. My lease will be ending within the month or so after the baby's born. I have a feeling that by the time this whole thing is over, by the time this whole pregnancy is through, I just have this feeling that things will be looking up for me, and I really want that feedback from somebody else as well. Not necessarily that things are going to go well, but just any feedback, opinions, things like that. You can give me congrats, prayers, I don't care. Anything is appreciated in this time of need. If you want to give me more negative feedback and bullying, that's fine too. I mean, not really fine, but I'm just gonna, say fuck off and ignore it. So today's vlog was kind of intense, but that's kind of how I intend for a lot of the vlogs on this channel to be, just because I do like to keep it real, and not in the I'm gonna go shoot a motherfucker rapper sense, but in the this is how I view the world, these are my opinions, and I want to know your thoughts too, whether you hate them, like them, share your opinions on things as well, and you know, I also want to take these opportunities to connect with whatever audience I am starting to develop and to, interact with people who could potentially become fans and who could potentially bring in more fans. So I just think that the occasional intense or emotional or, serious vlog can be a good opportunity for that, because like I said, I do like to keep it real, and I do like to share my opinions, and I do like to hear opinions. But with that said, I'm going to leave it for the day. It's been over 20 minutes. I'm going to guarantee you that the oven is preheated and that I've been burning my house down for the last 15 minutes. And I will probably see you guys tomorrow, if not Thursday. And if I don't make it Thursday, then I will definitely see you Saturday. And Saturday will mark like the 7-week line. And I feel like with every week that passes, my chances of things going bad get lower and lower, which makes me so happy. So I'm going to leave it at that. And you guys have a good night.